this section we will discuss about the explaining the use of the network address service. So when we talk about the network address service, addressing, already all of you know, this is the IP addressing. IP addressing. So actually, for the example, there is a hundreds of the computer inside the one network. So providing IP address to all computer manually is a big task. So you can use a automatic service. It is called DHCP, Dynamic Host Control Protocol. Okay, so Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, how does it work? For the example, when your computer is fresh in the network, so it don't have any IP address. So if this computer don't have IP address, so it will request the IP address and it will discover any client which is actually connected into network. In the network, first it will discover for the DHCP server. And what is the DHCP server? DHCP server, the full form is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So where the DHCP or DHCP configuration protocol will provide some configuration to the client, including IP address. Some other information also will be provided to the client. So first thing, it will discover the DHCP server. So at the time of the discover, it will send the packet, and which packet have the MAC address, source IP address 000, destination IP address, anyone. So anyone means just a broadcast and reach the packet to the 192.6.1254. This is actually a DHCP server. This is a DHCP server. So when the request reach to the DHCP server, DHCP offer some IP address. Like your MAC address is, my source IP address is this, and destination IP address this, because this is actually don't have IP address, and this is your IP address, and this is your subnet mask, this is your server who is providing the IP address, and the lease time is 48 hours. Means after 48 hours your IP address will be released and a new IP address will be provided to you. So all these information sent to again to the client. Then client request for the DHCP, yes, source IP is, destination IP address this, my IP address is, my subnet mask is, and some other parameters are required. So it will request for the DHCP server, then it will provide the acknowledgement of the DHCP that I have provided you IP address. Your MAC address is source IP, my IP address, my and destination IP address, this IP address, subnet mask. Now you can see some information has been added. It is called default gateway address. It will also send, and the DNS configuration also be sent. So when the client will get the DHCP configuration from the DHCP server, so it will get the IP address, it will get the subnet mask, and after the subnet mask it is DHCP server and default gateway and DNS configuration. All these configuration is provided by the DHCP server. Okay. How you can configure the DHCP server? Where you will find the DHCP server? First is router. Every router have the DHCP server. If you are using the small router at your home or the office, so network, the DHCP server have a configuration, the router. So what the information in a DHCP setting is required, like this must be on, then DHCP address pool, IP address pool, or the pool, IP address pool. So pool means just like a bag, and this bag have the IP address starting from 192.168.1.100, and it will be provided to 199. Lease time, how much time the single will be. It's a default gateway, DNS server, and secondary DNS server. All these are optional, but it will be provided. So DHCP server, this is actually the TP link, and inside the DHCP setting, so these type of the setting is available. So first is scope. Scope means the pool or the range of the IP address available to the lease to the client particular inside the subnet mask. Subnet mask, any subnet mask you can provide. It's depend to you. Okay, and defined by the start IP address and the end IP address, the last IP address and the subnet mask. And redundant DHCP service should use non-overlapping address pools. Means if, for the example, I am running the one DHCP server, but in case of this server is down, so what the redundancy and what other server is available? So yes, if available, then you can put yes, this is another server, TP link 1, where you will get some information, and this pool should not be overlap. Means you cannot put the same pool in a first DHCP server as well as in the second DHCP server. So every time pool will be unique. So what the configuration and options are available? First is lease time. Lease time is the time which is determine how long client keep its address. Like the one IP address 192.168.1.10 has been provided to you. So how long time you can keep this IP address for your laptop or the desktop or other device. After the time is completed, means when the lease time will be finished, it will be again release the new IP address or the same IP address to the client. It's depend on the DHCP server and the availability. Long lease actually reduces the DHCP traffic but may risk address pool executions. An environment with the high host turnover will configuration for the short lease. Short lease means 24 hours, 48 hours. And also the double time can be used, the T1 or the T2. And other option which can be enabled inside the DHCP configuration is a default gateway. All of you know the default gateway is the IP address of the router. Then the IP address which is provided, DNS server. So DNS servers, it is written the S because there is a two DNS server, is a primary and another is alternate DNS server, primary and the alternate DNS server, and DNS suffix domain name, if available then you can provide it. Also the two more things can be enabled inside the DHCP options, like NTP server for the network time protocol for the time synchronization, and the file transfer protocol or image transfer over the FTP, it is called TFTP. Different type of the servers can be configured, like I have configured the DHCP server on the router, but there is a separate DHCP server can be configured. Okay, most of the organization has a separate DHCP server. So some specific configuration also exists inside the DHCP server, which is called reservation and the exclusion. Two things, like one is a reservation. For the example, there is a 100 computer inside your organization. One is a web server and another is a mail server. So for the web server and mail server, you cannot provide a dynamic IP address. Why you cannot provide a dynamic address? Because if the IP address will be changed, so web server will not be accessible or the mail server will not be accessible. So in this condition, you can reserve the IP address for the web server like 192.168.1.253. This is reserved for this web server and .252 is reserved for the mail server. So it is called DHCP reservation. So when I reserve this IP address to these servers, so these IP or this IP address will not be provided to another computer. Okay, another is a exclusion. Exclusion means if you want to exclude the pool like I am giving the IP address range 192.168.1.12254, but I want to, in between there is a 100 computer will be excluded or the 50 IP address will be excluded for the any other reason or the any specific reason, maybe whatever the reason, but you can exclude those IP address. So when you will exclude those IP address, these IP address will not be provided to any client. So reserve IP address will not be provided to the client and excluded IP address will not be provided to the client, and other IP will be provided from the pool range. So if we talk about the IP reservation, so how is it possible IP reservation? IP reservation only possible based on the MAC, because it is not possible by the port, physical port, not possible, because someone must unplug the cable and plug in another port. So it is not possible. It is only possible based on the MAC address. Once it will be sent and the MAC address, and because when any client resend the request which having the MAC address inside it, so after looking the MAC address, it will provide, or the DHCP server will provide 192.168.1.253 for the web server and 252 for the mail server. So inside the automatic allocation, most of the time the lease of the any IP address from the pool same client persistently, means the same client will gain the same IP address again and again. For the example, there is a one router, there is another router, there is another router, and here is the DHCP server. DHCP server, and there is a IP address 192.168, whatever the IP address is here, like this is the connected. So if any network is here, like this is the different network which is here 10.1.0.024, here is 20, here is 10, different net. So once any client from here, like this client will request for the DHCP request, so it will forward on this port number and the request reach to the DHCP server, and the DHCP server provide the IP address. The DHCP request forwarded by the router, this process known as a DHCP relay or the IP helper. So here is the DHCP relay agent, means it is just forward the packet to a specific DHCP server. This is known as a RFC 1542, the complaint. So what is the work of the DHCP relay agent? This is forward the DHCP traffic, broadcast traffic to a specified interface, any interface for the DHCP server. As I have told you about this interface, if this is requesting or the request is coming from it, it will be forwarded on this port. That is the reason it is called the DHCP forwarder. And when the response is coming back, because response 100% the response will come the back. Why? Because first time it will discover the DHCP discover. So when it will discover the DHCP, so it will get the reply. So also reply will be forwarded, response will be forwarded. IP helper, this is actually the command which is used in a Cisco routers, which is supporting the separate operation of the DHCP relay. So not just the DHCP, and this is also various type of the broadcast can be done inside the network. There is a DHCP v6, means IP address providing the DHCP IP address, DHCP is providing the IPv4. But of course there is a possible for the DHCP v6 server configuration. In this session or in this scenario, the DHCP v6 client actually uses the multicast FF00 this IP address. And this is working over the UDP port number 546 for the client and 547 for the server. There is a two types of the DHCP server configuration are available. It is called the stateless, another is a stateful. So in a stateless means when the IP request is coming, it will provide the IP address, but it is not taking any type of the entry inside the pool or somewhere else. So it is called a stateless. Okay, so how it will work? Like this host, the step 1, this will try to find out the nearby router, which is the nearby router. And nearby router always send the NDP. NDP is Network Discovery Protocol, where it is, just advertising their IP address, like I am a IPv6 and advertising I can offer the DNS address, DHCP server. So after this client when get the information about the router, so DHCP 6 will send a solicit message, and message means I need a DHCP server, where it is. So first time it cannot take the IP address, so it will broadcast the broadcast IP address. Then the DHCP server will say, yes, I am the DHCP server, I can provide you the IP address. Then it will follow the DHCP 5, where it will request for the IP request, and I need some IP other information along with the IP address. The other information is DNS, SNTP, SAP, this type of the other information, default gateway information as well. So this is the complete process which has happened, in a DHCP v6. Similar looks like the DHCP, but here is little bit different. Okay. So what we have covered the DHCP server, its configuration, option configuration, reservation, exclusion, relay and IP helper, server configuration and all.